for a credit controller, I'd be looking beyond the experience that the individual's had and more at the skill set, as often they're more than transferable. I'd want someone that's relatively autonomous, real strong attention to detail, and can create and follow processes. Someone that's reliable but tenacious to get the job done. Someone that understands the importance of building and establishing relationships with clients, because it might be the owner of a business or it might be the client's finance functions. So it's imperative to really understand how best to communicate with them. In addition, I want someone that knows the right time to really escalate an issue internally before it becomes a bigger issue within the business, and because we know how much that can hamper a business.
Firstly, the candidate needs to have a relevant and broad industry experience and understanding. 2, they need to have some knowledge of the legislation relating to providing credit in whatever industry or country the organisation is selling into. 3, as the role requires really, really strong relationship skills, I'd want to see personal qualities such as high emotional intelligence, resilience, toughness, an ability to listen carefully, but to follow policy and procedure.
Communication for credit controllers is probably one of the most overlooked attributes. I think, both communication inside the business and with customers is fundamental to the role. I also like in this role to carry a formal qualification, albeit that's a personal nice to have, not necessarily a statute. And as long as there's a solid, sound understanding and knowledge of formal credit control procedures, that's kind of what I look for.
I think in terms of a CV and a credit control, it depends on the size of the organisation. For smaller organisations, I'd look for evidence of the ability to create rapport, both internally and externally, and also look for broad experience of other functions, because in a small finance team, it's very rare for a credit controller to just be doing credit control. For the larger organisations, I'd look at something like the CICM qualification, and also experience of dealing with larger organisations, letter of credit and financial instruments. And for both, what I'd look for is life skills. Can somebody build a rapport, problem solving in terms of looking at solutions, because very often, if you've got a good credit controller, that they will be able to help the client come up with a solution, or the organisation come up with a solution to produce a result, and that needs to come out on the CV.
But perhaps what's not on the CV and needs to come across somehow is you need to be able to demonstrate you're an individual who can speak clearly, because you're going to be on the phone to clients collecting the invoices. You need to be enthusiastic, you need to be determined, and you need to be able to accept setbacks or rejections, because not every client is going to say they're going to pay up immediately. And those are intangible characteristics, but you need to try and convey those somehow through the experience, either professionally or personally.
Definite evidence of success and adoption of new techniques or software.
For me, I think that would be 3 to 5 years in a few roles, perhaps with 2 companies in the same sector. Sector, I think, is important there to understand the types of nuances. Supported billing teams, and again, it made some improvements. It could be reducing debtor days. It could be, the person's collected more than actually the company has billed. It could be improving the debtor aging profile. So I think making improvements is quite key. Hopefully had some target and performance targets set for them and met them or exceeded them. I think is quite important. And being able to estimate cash inflows, because obviously cash forecasts are quite important. And then making use of tools to record commentary and conversations with clients when doing the credit control actual work, because that's quite important to log things. And there could be other aspects, for example, things like foreign currency, if billing is in different currencies or cash collection is in different currencies.